This poem well, first I'm going to give you a little background about it. It's dear to my heart. I try to live, but I try to. But the name of it is Foreplay. And I know the first thought in your head when you hear Foreplay, we're not going to discuss that. I'm going to just go forth with the poem. Fellas, my fellas, stay away from the fly girls, shorts up to their thigh girls, looking like cowgirls, making your eyes twirl. I know their lips drip like honey, but they're promiscuous. I recommend you keep your ears from their vicious lips. And to my sisters, stay away from the fly misters. Don't be deceived by the way they got riches. Cause God's with you, God's with you. I know sex seems like a big deal, but God's bigger, God's bigger. Sex is alright in God's sight, as long as the two were married, not prom night. See, the world, they got sex up in the limelight, claiming that you can't survive without it. But that's a lie, right? Right? Well, of course it is. Sex will put you in a spiritual orphanage. It's unfortunate, changing your life like metamorphosis, deeper than explorers get. Cause the deeper you get, the more you slip. I mean, come on, you could be honest. Sex is addictive like narcotics, and it leaves you broke like ebonics, rephonics. It's not demonic, relative to the exotic, but let less flesh that won't rest till erotic. Thoughts are established, cause sex before marriage, it causes emotional damage. You better believe it do. Cause sex is lust of the flesh and lust of the eyes. But you don't understand, man, I love this girl. You can't justify. Trying to justify lust with love is just a lie. You better trust the word of God. It's either trust or die. The Bible informs the nations to flee from fornication, plus to abstain from them sexual conversations, masturbation and pornographic stations. Stop shopping in condemnation and rather bless God who conquers nations, despite the fact that sex is popular throughout your population. Sisters, I recommend get a lock for your chastity belt and tell no one the combination until marriage takes place. You know that haste makes waste, cause sex before marriage makes the body impure. With kissing and grinding, you never know what you're in for or what's in store. I implore you brothers to endure the temptation of sexual sin, whether it be hetero or homosexual sin. The flesh battles against the spirit. We in the war zone. The question is, who wins, the spirit or our hormones? We're more prone to follow the flesh, cause it's convenient. It's streaming throughout the body and the pore steaming. So listen up, it's enough for us to be risen up, which can see symptom death. Position up, put on the whole armor, just to guard your mind up and hold every thought captive to Christ. Unless you wind up with unnecessary pain plus drama. But if you stand firm and exercise your faith, doing what he's fond of, God's promise. Sister, you can't be broke up. I recommend you flee from lust, something before you choke up. And stay away from them fly girls, the shorts up to their thigh girls, looking like cowgirls and making your eyes twirl. I know their lips drip like honey, but they're promiscuous. I recommend you keep your ears from their vicious lips. And to my sisters, stay away from them fly misters. Don't be deceived by the way they got riches. God's richer, God's with you. I know sex seems like a big deal, but God's bigger, God's bigger. Step one, when you see a shorty, don't try to act fly, turn on your cat eyes and stare hard at the backside. That's weak, all men look, so why can't I? Because it stirs lust in your heart. Dude, that's why. And besides, are we just men? Or men of God? Analyze, control them eyes when she's passing by. Step two, avoid late rendezvous. You know when you're watching a movie, but then the movie's watching you. But what else we got to do? Anything other than cuddling or mom dudes, couch for two. Step three, watch how you display affection. Hands moving up her thighs to a midsection. Next to giving each other body inspection until you're digging in your pocket looking for protection. Step four, avoid watching movies full of nudity, because the more you see, the more it tears down your spiritual immunity. Same goes with rap and R&B. I know it's hard to see, but their lyrics are not in harmony with God's views. Take heed to this, God's news. Y'all got everything to gain and nothing to lose. Y'all got everything to gain and nothing to lose.